Hey guys, so I'm going to directly respond to some of the criticisms of the channel. Mostly the fact that I have made so many videos about Hailey and why I seem so obsessed about Hailey. Now, understand this, I'm retired. I retired at 36. I am now 37. I have time. I do pro bono work, legal work, specifically in immigration down here in Houston, which means I do not accept payment. I do it because it's good to do. Hailey, I don't have anything personally about Hailey, but I know she's going to scam more people. Until Hailey goes to prison, she will continue to scam the audience that she has. Now, you might say, how do you know that? On this channel, we've covered a person currently in prison. He stole $5.6 million of his customer money. I have made many videos about this individual. He was a watch dealer. In fact, just last month or a month or two ago, I was in Los Angeles filming a podcast about it. He's a very famous watch dealer. His name is Anthony Ferrar. And a month ago, for 7 episodes, which I have on this channel on the live tab, I finally talked to him while he was in jail. He has pled guilty. He stole watches. And I told everyone before he went to jail, 2 years before he ended up going to jail, the FBI and the IRS caught him, that this guy is a scammer, that this guy will continue to scam. And he did that. He scammed many different times. No one really stopped him. I was the only real person trying to stop him, on YouTube at least. And he got away with it. And initially, I thought, okay, I did all I could do. I made 2, 3, 4 videos a day about him, warning people, and I saved them. In fact, many people have contacted me saying, without your videos, I would have done a deal with him. I would have purchased a watch with him. I would have consigned a watch with him. Remember, he's in jail. He pled guilty because he stole $5.6 million of watches. That's Hailey. This isn't the first scam, and it won't be the last scam Hailey does. I made a slight mistake on the Anthony Ferrar. I initially thought Anthony was a marketing genius. I thought, wow, look at this guy. He too used YouTube. That's where the majority of his customer base came from, on YouTube. And he pushed back. He tried to sue me many times publicly. And I pushed back, and we had this back and forth. And I really wonder, even though a lot of people I've talked to, dozens of people have said that because of your videos, I didn't do a deal with Anthony. Right? I'm so glad I watched your video. It's relentless. But I really wonder if I made, instead of 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day, if I made 10 videos a day, could it save someone else that pain? Let me tell you a story of one of the victims that I have been in contact with and has sued Anthony. He immigrated here from Israel. He's a locksmith. He invested in 2 watches. Whatever you think about investment, whatever you think about the hot coin, I don't blame the victims. I don't do that. People buy watches as an investment for their own reasons. People bought hot token for their own reasons. Clearly somebody bought it, right? I don't judge on that. I don't know where you are in life. I don't know how old you are. I don't know anything about you. You might know more about me than I know about you, but I'm not going to judge a victim on being a victim. His wife and him moved to Los Angeles. They met Anthony. Clearly he didn't watch any of my YouTube videos. He stole basically $500,000, a Richard Mille and a really nice Rolex. That was his life savings to buy a home. It was so stressful, and this is in a lawsuit, by the way. This is in his lawsuit, so he sued, that his wife had a miscarriage. I really wonder, how different could his life be had he watched one of my videos? Had I produced one more video, and that was the video he watched, and then he watched some other videos, and then he made a decision. That's one of Anthony's victims. I can go over the list. Obviously, people have suffered. Obviously, people have lost their life savings. This is no different than Hawkcoin. So, even, I don't even know how to explain. Even, I don't know how this even makes sense, but I'm going to say it because I want to say it. I always do wonder, had I made an extra video, and I titled it correctly, and the guy who watched the video, how different would his life be today? How different would these victims be today? And they are victims. So for Hailey Welch, I have no doubt she will continue to scam people. I have no doubt, based on what I've seen, the staged Hawk Tuah, how she has treated the Hawk Tuah interviewees, the animal photos, ops, my information from, it was a photo op. She's not even holding the mother effing leash on these dogs. When you volunteer, and it's typically a younger kid, right, a new volunteer, one of the things they ask them to do, instead of cleaning the poop, the diarrhea, the other things that I do, the older volunteers do, that the volunteers with more experience do, they ask the younger volunteers to walk the dog. In fact, one of the students I tutored, he was on the news a few years ago because he volunteers before going to school. He had a blast with it. So the younger children are taught, hey, just walk the dog, hold the leash, right, and take it for a walk to get out, the dog from the cage. You gotta hold a leash, Hailey. The cat, you gotta pet the cat outside. It's just a cat. It's not gonna hurt you, Hailey. From all the photos I've seen of Hailey, it doesn't make sense. So there's a person taking the photos. There's another person holding the leash. This is not how these shelters operate. These shelters are understaffed. If there was a guy holding the leash, isn't that the guy walking the dog, not you, Hailey? And then there's a photo, and this is very, very weird, of her petting a cat while the cat is in the cage. Nah, man, the cat wants to get out of the cage. The cat's been in the cage for who knows how many days. Every single animal wants to get out of their cage, even if it's for a walk, even if it's so you can pet them and hold them a little bit. I've never seen a photo op where you pet a mother effing cat. Let me explain another thing. The DA of Houston, the district attorney of Houston, Harris County, we did her marketing for her run to DA. She cares about animals. One of her biggest policies is against animal cruelty. So I've seen a photo op before because I've done it. I've been there. I promoted the videos on social media from a marketing agency I used to work for in Houston. It is not, when you truly care about animals, you're not petting the cat in the cage. The cat wants to get out of the cage. It's meowing at you. There's odor, there's smell, there's things that are not captured in the photo. I know Hailey's going to scam again. She has no choice. Anthony Ferrar, this wasn't the first time he scammed people. That dude this is the third time that dude's been in jail. And during the whole Watts issue, scam after scam, he had the buyback guarantee where you buy Watts. He was trying to hype up GP watches as AP watches, and he was trying to increase the price. There were so many scammy activities that dude was doing over that 2-year period in time. I called them out on each and every one of them. He's currently in jail, waiting probably 10-year sentence. We're obviously going to report that here. People say, why is it important? It's important to me because if I can save even one person from having to interact with Hailey, and giving Hailey money or donations or anything. Don't donate to Hailey. I'm going to say this. Do not donate to Hailey's animal charity. Please donate directly to your local animal shelter. Hailey's charity is, I don't know what the math is. I will find out in 2025 of the expenses versus what Hailey's getting from it and what versus Hailey put in. I'm going to find out all of that because it's going to be public once she files her taxes on it. But here's what I can tell you about local animal shelters. They need your hours. They need you to volunteer. They need you to donate food. They need you to give whatever money you can give. They're overrun in most locations. In Houston, they are. And if they're overrun, that can only mean one thing. The dogs are either getting adopted at the same rate. It's a math equation. It's a math equation. Those people need help. Those dogs and those cats and those I even had foster ferrets at one point in time. I still have their cage in my garage. It's this like giant cage, and they need help because the longer if you can foster one of them until they get adopted, that's saving their lives. If you can promote take some good pictures, post on social media, that can save their lives. The animal shelters are full. Please do not donate money to Hailey's. Do not donate money to Hailey's charity. If you have that money, if you had a little bit extra money, please donate it to your local shelter instead. They need that money because if they have the money, they can expand. They can build another. They can add. They don't need food, Hailey. They need straight up money because they need cages. They need more room. They need to see if they can do foster program. When they do a foster program, often these shelters will pay for their food, pay for their medication, which is very expensive. In Texas, we have every dog has heartwarming. I'm actually talking to a friend about this right now. He's fostering a dog as we speak. And he's asking my dog and cat don't get along. He watches this channel. I wish I could foster a dog or a cat, but we have a baby and until the baby gets older, I asked my pediatrician every time is like, how old? And it's got to be like 6 months. So you can play with the dog, but the dog can't be like a massive dog, right? So that's where we are. But as soon as he gets old enough, we'll probably start fostering again. And it's not cheap. It's not as simple as donating a bag of food, Hailey. I mean, I wish it was that simple, right? Anyway, that's why. That's the why.